So I just got done watching the Women's Lounge Hangout for today, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, and there was a lot of gems shared, just a lot of really great insights that all the speakers were talking about. There was Dee and Christina and Neem. They were talking about, at one point, our bodies and how the thoughts that we think are actually programming our cells to respond a certain way. And I have had a lot of experience with this. I don't know if you know my story, but I actually was diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was 18. And I've had a lot of health issues over the years, and I attribute a lot of that to anxiety and emotional distress that I experienced when I was growing up. So I know firsthand what that's like to have your body respond to the thoughts that you're thinking, and to see that correlation between, the stressful thought and what we're experiencing in our bodies, and the habits that can keep us locked into, like self-victimization and shame and guilt and all of these things that keep us from actually being who we truly are and expressing ourselves fully. So what was shared today was really profound, because it was a different way of responding to these negative thought programs that come up into our minds. And the way that Neem shared was to actually redirect our focus when we're starting to go into this pattern of, worry or guilt or shame or lack or whatever we're thinking. We can actually just shift our focus to, for her, she likes to go play with her children. For me, I like to go outside and I like to run around barefoot in the grass, and I like to just play with my cats and, just do something that is not going to make me think about what I was just thinking about, because it's actually biochemically programmed in us to want to go fall back into these patterns of, self-victimization, of guilt, of shame. We've trained ourselves so well over the years and conditioned ourselves to actually be addicted to these chemicals, these brain chemicals. And when we shift and we actually, start feeding ourselves endorphins by, feeling the emotions of love and feeling the emotions of passion and happiness, we can override that process, and we can actually go beyond that pattern, and we can break it. Sometimes we do fall back into it. Just today I had a moment where I was falling back into it, and I was just like, our past memories are very potent, and we can be re-triggered by something. That's, in medical literature, they call it like PTSD, but in terms of what we're talking about, it doesn't have to be as extreme as that, but it can be something as simple as just, seeing something that triggers a memory in you and you start feeling that emotion. I know we've all had that, for better and for worse. So what I'm talking about is being able to be gentle with ourselves when we're experiencing that. A lot of spiritual traditions talk about the need for kindness towards the self, and for me, it can be so simple as to just lay back and put your feet in the grass and just sit with the emotion, and to just breathe through it and be able to have compassion for the fact that you're slipping into it again, and not to chastise yourself or beat yourself up, because that creates a negative feedback loop. And then you stay stuck in a negative cycle pattern, and you get stuck in it, and it can happen and last for days. It's not fun. I've been there. So these were just some of the tidbits that I've learned, and what was so awe-inspiring to me was the fact that, some of these women have faced like chronic debilitating illnesses just like I have, and they both have come through. I know Dee, I don't know if she has, I think she actually has too. All three of them that we're talking have faced these chronic debilitating illnesses, and myself included. And we have all been able to shift our mind patterns to ones that are more productive and actually more effective and efficient for living a life that is more full and happy and abundant, and able to move us through these momentary patterns. And when you can actually see them as just momentary patterns and things that are not binding you and not limiting you, then you're free. You're unstuck. You can actually move through them. You can see that you can make a choice to shift into a different direction, and you can actually change your perspective. And it's a beautiful thing to have that moment of empowerment where you can actually choose which direction you want to take. And when you choose a different direction, everything can change for you. Your health can change. My health changed. You know, the health of all of these women, it changed because they were consistently making choices to think in a different way. And they were consistently making choices to do something different and to not let the old pattern ruin their life and keep them stuck forevermore. So I just wanted to share with you my insight that I had and my aha that really put to words something that I had experienced and felt for myself, but I'd never really experienced and seen it be spoken so eloquently. So if you're curious as to what I was just watching, there's a link below, and you can watch it and see what you think for yourself and get to meet some of these really amazing, beautiful women that have really inspired me and encouraged me to be more expressive of what I'm dealing with and have dealt with, and to be more of myself. So I just would like to share them with you. So this is it for this video, and I will let you go. Enjoy your Cinco de Mayo and have fun. All right, bye for now.